Es como demasiado simple. No sé. Se lo podían haber currado un poco más. Que parecieran escamas de verdad. Y no un dibujo y que tenga un... Que le hayan echado el, el bote de pintura del paint, ¿sabes? A todas las brazos y todas las piernas. Y le hayan puesto un degradado del color y ya está. Es que es cutre, tío, como lo han hecho.
As for you, Mr. Craftsman, please go with the Cloud Knights and explain the situation to the judge.
Si de verdad es una dragona que tenga escamas, tío.
I had a feeling that the IPC members would cause trouble, but I didn't think they'd be this tricky. Thanks for your help, Miss Linksha.
Es que tiene 3 escamas en todo el brazo. Y parece un tatuaje en blanco más que otra cosa.
The general's retainers were all burly martial masters. I didn't expect Yenqing to be so... Yeah, exactly. He's young and talented. As for you,
Bueno,
you
talented de
rescued
qué?
us from the Astral Express, right? Saving the Lafu from that crisis. It's so impressive.
It wasn't a big deal. Really.
It's still early, so why don't we get some tea at the Alchemy Commission? We can discuss your suggestions for revitalizing the commission.
¿Por qué habla así?
I'd be happy to accept your
No me gusta cómo habla.
And you three are coming too, right?
Y no me gusta la voz. El tono, más bien. A ver. O sea... Este mapa no es nuevo, ¿no? ¿Qué mapa es este? Ah, vale. Es el de... Vale, ya sé cuál es. ¿Y esto no lo tengo hecho? Sí, lo tengo hecho. Vale. Yo.
All these years, and the view at the Alchemy Commission hasn't changed a bit. The tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same. For us Vidyadhara, there's nothing more nostalgic than our homeland.
¿Por qué se nota tanto que está leyendo, tío?
Yes, I grew up here, listening to the sound of waves while researching prescriptions with my mentors and peers at the Alchemy Commission. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Everything changes, but somehow remains familiar. Just like you, Don Hung, I traveled far from home, and now I've returned. Seeing the familiar scenery brings back a hint of nostalgia.
La ropa sí me gusta, ¿eh? La ropa, por lo menos es como la del Lofu, pero es diferente. Es original. O sea, mantiene que es parte del Lofu, pero no parece la de siempre del Lofu. No, la parte del pecho sí que parece la misma de siempre. Odio la falda muchísimo.
Once a seed is planted, no matter how long it takes, it'll eventually sprout and bear fruit. In my humble opinion, the rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. The seed was already planted when the ancestors of the Xianzhou sought immortality.
No me gusta nada la voz de ella, ¿eh? No me gusta nada.
My bad. Well, since you went through the entire ambrosial arbor crisis firsthand, Dan Hung and Lieutenant Yenqing, I'd like to discuss something with you.
Pero es como que tiene pantalones y luego tiene una telita ahí para tapar, para que parezca que tiene falda, pero tiene pantalones.
Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible. I'm
La tela
looking
es
to
horrible.
remedy this problem, but was wondering if you could provide any insights.
Well,
Sí que
even though
parece
I'm a
un trapo
Vidyadhran
puesto
like
ahí,
you,
porque sí, pero
I'm an outsider, just like
no
my
me parece que quede
companions.
tan mal.
I can't really say much about a remedy, but the Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected. If you cannot distance yourself from these ties,
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined to root them out,
Ruanmei.
maybe you should
Ruanmei sí que
discuss
tiene
it
el
with
ropa de
Jumbo.
Luofu genérica, ¿no?
I see. Thank you for your valuable insights.
Está guay. Sí que parece un taparrabos, pero no está mal. Las curvas estas son raras, es como que no le pegan. Sin esas curvas yo creo que te parecería más normal. Pero tiene unos giros, tiene unos dobleces que son raretes.
However, the Vidyadhara are still only mortal beings. 30 years ago,
Acabo de
my mentor
volver.
served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of the disturbance. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand
Solo por
the human
enseñar
heart or
piedra.
how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the Alchemy Commission. In the end, she was framed and exiled to the Juming.
Me parece horrible la voz en inglés,
I was
¿eh?
also implicated and had to leave the Luofu.
A ratos parece que está leyendo, a ratos parece
Guess who arbitrated the case and
una
handed
voz de
down the
mierda, que es
sentence?
insoportable.
None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself.
Por cierto, hay huelga de dobladores en Estados Unidos. ¿No se ve afectado o lloverse?
That when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding personal grudges is a luxury we can't afford.
Lingsha, you're back.
Sí, hay huelga, están haciendo huelgas, creo. Sindicatos.
Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to Yanqing.
What a small world. You
Ah, la Linsa le hace toda la pelota a la Yun-Li, ¿no? Como es la heredera. Bueno, heredera no es, pero...
Let's skip the introduction part then.
Why do I keep bumping into you? Are you stalking me or something?
Of course not. Unlike you.
Pero si has venido tú, hija.
I have important things to take care of. You, on the other hand, seem to have all the time in the world to wander around without returning my sword.
Por cierto,
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted.
tengo que pedir
You
comida que...
hesitate when you should strike, and
Hoy
you
no hay nadie en
struggle
casa.
to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed.
Y tampoco hay mucha comida.
Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right. It wasn't me who took your sword. It was you who lost focus.
Do you really expect
¿Dónde
me to
pedí el
believe
último
that
poke yo?
nonsense? I've
Pokewalk.
been taking it easy on you because you're a guest.
Joder, 22 pavos el puto
You're
Pokewalk.
not taking the hint. Don't people from the Juming know you're supposed to return what you've borrowed?
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, it'd just be taken away again in a few hours.
Debería estar prestando atención para ver cómo es Yun-Li, pero...
A Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon.
Tiene toda la pinta de que es odiosa.
Sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield, that's a whole different story. Flying sword.
Fine! You don't have to give it back, because I'll take it back myself!
Es como que son niños ligando, ¿no? La típica de como me gustas, nos pegamos, o sea, nos peleamos. A ver, cambiaron a la gente y Tile eran el mismo, ahora son dos. Ya la dejo. No sé quién es Tile. Que se conocían de antes. Lo dije yo. Es que es muy tonta. Me comeré un counter para dejarme darle poción. Llega a robar la espada y dice no. No se considera robar. Ah, Tail es... Vale. Tail. La cola de juego. Sí. El fantasma zorro ese.
But which general should I call?
A esta también le han cambiado la voz, yo creo, ¿eh?
Between these two, who do you think is tougher?
Bueno, igual no.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined celebrating it.
Well, since you don't approve, I won't draw my sword here.
A ver, poco
I
que me
didn't mean
llegue...
it in that way. Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be disappointed if you didn't get to test one another, right? I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors...
Pizzería y poke, pero ¿qué combinación es esa?
If you two want to determine who's better, why not focus on them instead of each other?
Aloja! Estos son los de... Los que pedía yo antes, que me dejaron de entregar el pedido.
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have to
Poke
ask me
mexicano.
about this, Miss Lingshaw. I'll help you get rid of them.
Ah, pero tiene queso, yo no quiero queso.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave? If Lingshaw needs anything, I'll gladly draw my sword and help her out.
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. So then, shall we get going?
Es como que la Linsa le está... Confírmame, le está haciendo la pelota la Linsa a John Lee, ¿no? O sea, está limando asperezas para que se lleven bien.
Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering.
Cada vez que dice una frase medio complicada se nota que está leyendo, tío.
I'll be the referee. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins.
A ver. Vamos a hacer una pausa, pido en un momento.
You're still an expert in making unpaid work sound so noble and grand.
Queso feta, no sé qué es queso feta. Judías pintas, nachos, pico de gallo, salsa... No, yo no quiero esto. Combos, ¿cómo que combos? Menú rap, pero esto es un mexicano. Pues si Aloha es hawaiano, ¿no? Combo familiar 66 pavos. Combo dúo 35 pavos, dos pokés, 35 pavos. Nuestros pokés, a ver. Si eran estos los que yo pedía. Este es. Ah, qué hijos de puta, no llega a 15 pavos, que es para el envío gratis. Tengo que añadirle algo. O sea, me quedo en 14. Tengo que añadirle algo de €0,05. Que puede ser... O 2 pavos, me puedo dejar en langostinos. 2 pavos en langostinos. ¿Qué es obligatorio? Responder aquí. Me estoy meando muy fuerte, por cierto. Obligatorio. Arroz integral. Arroz sushi. ¿Cómo que 2 más? Voy a meter espinacas. Aparte de arroz. Vale. 16 pavos, bien. Espero que me llene, porque como no me llene esto... A ver, que has escrito un montón y no te he leído. A ver, que pague. Porque el que pusieron VA de moce y cambió ya. Tiene historial de abuso a una exnovia. Joder, ya. Hay mogollón de... Sale mogollón de temas así últimamente. Salió el VA de Sandy a celebrar que le dieron el papel. Hizo un post de Reddit. Y al final el de Moce decidió rechazar el papel, defendió a su colega y perdió 3 trabajos que tenía asignados para... Joder. Encima es como... Como el tema es de es rollo autónomos.
For your own good, little Yunli.
No, porque no hay un plan,
Against each other, I don't want to see either of you getting hurt.
No es que haya estudios que dedican a hacer eso.
So, are you both ready?
O sea, al final es como elegir un actor para una peli. Vale, voy a mear y ahora vengo. Ya hablamos con ella.
Rise. Ow. A bright edge that can cut jade, and the stars shift within it. A fine sword indeed. A bright edge that can cut jade, and the stars shift within it. A fine sword indeed.
Oye, ¿y esto de ponerme a Yankin de prueba en la 2.4? Y no sabía ni que tenía esta animación de que se le clava las espadas. ¿Ves? Es que tiene 4 escamas en cada lado y ya está. Esto está muy mal hecho. O sea, si quieres hacer como que tiene escamas, hazlo bien, tío. Pero no me pongas este degradado de color putre, que parece que le han pasado por el paint rápido. La falda que no es falda realmente, eso es. O sea, tiene pantalones. Ah, por detrás sí que es falda. Sí que es taparrabos, pero al tener pantalón, pues como que queda raro. Pero es taparrabos, sí. ¿Ves? Es que la mano está muy... Queda muy mal. Bueno, la mano no queda tan mal. Diría que la pierna queda peor. Esta mano sí que queda peor. El peinado es muy Sparkle, ¿no? Sí, es que es muy Sparkle. A ver, a ver. Joder. Denle volumen. Hostia, ya te digo, es plana. La velera. A ver, esto tampoco se nota tanto, ¿no? Cuando lo miras aquí no se nota tanto. Pero desde este ángulo sí que dices, coño. No sé si alguien tiene así también. A ver, se puede decir que tiene el pelo muy fino, ¿no? A ver, a mí lo único que no me gusta es el... Es lo simple que han hecho lo de las escamas. Podrían habérselo currado más y que quedara más guapo. Y luego el voice actor también me parece lamentable.
Looks like my predecessors left quite a mess. Let me say it again. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins. Be careful when you draw your swords and make sure you don't hurt each other.
Can we start now, Lingsha?
Cuando John Lee realiza una acción, usa ataques para derrotar a un enemigo, ¿vale? Vale, mis ataques de Yun Li cuentan como los de... Como los de Yankin, curioso. O sea, mi Yun Li cuenta como ataques de Yankin.
Yes, you!
Can you find the answer?
Yes, you! Feeling spiffy? Mountains fall!
Por cierto, lo de la doble carga de la ulti no sale en ningún lado de la pasiva. Lo tiene absolutamente de gratis. Por la cara, lo de la doble ulti.
Yes, you! Lead through clouds!
Jo, me suenan las tripas del hambre, ¿eh? Tenía que haber pedido antes. No había caído en que no había comida en casa.
Strike with heart! Yes, you! Descend to earth!
¿Cómo? Tenía entendido que su turno no contaba como...
Miss Yun Li?
You got lucky.
why don't you just give me back my sword, sincerely apologize, and then go cry your eyes out to your grandpa? Consider yourself lucky that I'm not interested in your rusty sword, because I don't have the nasty habit of snatching other people's weapons.
All you did was chop down a few monsters. Don't get carried away with yourself. If you think you can just take this sword from my hand, go ahead and try.
Oh, cinemática. Joder, está sonando un móvil ahora.
Well fought, my young friends.
Ah, que no está sonando un móvil.
However,
Confundido.
both of you have shortcomings.
Es alguien con una
One of you
batidora.
focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well,
Tampoco le
the
pega
law
mucho
is
la
not
voz, ¿no?
short of
No es que esté
surprises.
mal, ¿eh? Pero no le pega mucho.
However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yunli and I, we were just sparring.
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Feixiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
¿Por qué? No puedo parar esto.
Feixiao?
¿Por qué la Linsa suena como la típica...
Grandpa always talks
La
about
típica...
her.
No sé si la palabra es secretaria. Pero la típica recepcionista que tiene prisa por pasar al siguiente cliente. Suena a eso, tío.
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaoqing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Luofu, too.
Of course. Everyone has heard of the great general. Known to all, and unbeknown to none.
Great General? Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Luofu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. Sounds much better, right?
Yeah, that's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive.
¿Ves?
Now that the sparring session is over,
No me gusta
and
nada la
Qing
voz.
Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Feixiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again. By the way, we haven't settled the score yet. I'll defeat you fair and square next time we fight.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Feixiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jingyuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges you mentioned earlier.
Thanks for stepping in, General Feixiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call it even as payment for the healer lady's consultation?
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
Well, you can always send the bill to the Seat of Divine Foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a spot and get some fresh air.
Joder, va de flipa hasta también.
Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Law Fu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, and the Law Fu could be in a world of chaos.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are saying, and how those close to him behave.
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum. Recognizing this fact reveals the true measure of power. Thanks for enlightening me, General.
Me estoy quedando bobo, ¿eh? Necesito más
A
agua.
perfectly clear statement turned
Y más-
confusing thanks to your
más hielo.
translation. You've made me lose where I was now. Anyway, this is how I operate in battle, so you might as well get used to it.
Are you treating General Jing Yuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Law Fu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the medicine she prescribed you?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
¿Cómo? Que está mala la
So
Feixiao.
not even the famed healer
Está,
lady could help?
está enferma.
Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you. Actually, I've found some leads.
Well, life and death, Jiao.
El Yao Q es...
Predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a
No me sale la
pledge that
palabra
the
ahora.
rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance till the end of my days. As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire, I don't care how long I live. You
¿Qué pasa?
asked
¿Que
if I'd be
le está pasando lo
genuine
mismo
as
que a...
my real enemy has always been
que a Jing Liu? Lo de la Mara esa. La bruja de la Mara o lo
Enjoy
que se
some
llama.
tasty food. So, what's for dinner tonight?
Lo dijeron en el drip.
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm
No es el
due to
Mara.
catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
Hey! Was that the Yaoqing general who just dropped in out of nowhere? Oh, she's so awesome! I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword, she just casually blocked her attack with ease.
Mine too.
Yeah. But to go up against Yun Li is quite impressive, you know? That aura of heroism and grace, you think so too, right?
Por cierto, ahora que lo pienso, Jingliu se beneficia de personajes que escalen por vida. O sea que igual con los nuevos personajes que escalan con vida, Jingliu podría mejorar. Porque se aumenta el ataque en función de la vida que quita a los compañeros. A todos los aliados. Aunque supongo que capeará fácil, no me acuerdo cuánto capeaba. Pero si todos tienen mucha vida máxima, sacaría un nuevo ataque. Sigamos.
General Fei Xiao is indeed.
Tiene que ver con los hombres lobos. Ah, vale.
I was talking about Yanqing, actually.
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dance is coming up, and I've been chosen to represent the Cloud Knights in the ceremony.
Bro, hace menos de un minuto que he hecho los hielos y ya están derretidos.
And even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there, seeing General Fei Xiao's skills today has made me feel a bit uneasy again.
Don't underestimate yourself.
Son más pequeños que dos dados ya.
Generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance. Just remember the state of mind you had when you single-handedly took on me and Blade, putting life and death aside. With that mindset, you can prevail against most challengers.
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danheng. By the way, now that today's events are over, General Jingyuan wants to invite all of you to the Seat of Divine Foresight. He has something important to discuss.
I bet it's about how to deal with the generals from the Yaoqing and the Juming.
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just hope Generals Fei Xiao and Huaiyan can see the truth. We don't need any more chaos on the Luofu before the war dance.
Oye, mucho logro me están dando. ¿No me dejan tepearme? ¿No me dejan tepearme? Bueno, podía tepearme a mitad de camino, pero bueno.
I don't believe in...
So what if it's still work hours?
Tiene voz y
That
todo.
won't stop a good round of celestial jade.
Y ahora no tiene voz. ¿Eh? ¿Eh? ¿Habían desaparecido? Ah, este pensaba que era el general ese. Pero ha habido un momento que han desaparecido. A ver si puedo sacar... Si pudierais sacar clip. Estaría gracioso. Si es girar la vista y han desaparecido.
What is your purpose for entering the Seat of Divine Foresight?
Let's go.
Earlier at the Palace of Astrum, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder White.
Hello.
But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you.
Ya no tengo hielos.
These three braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Vantilia, and uncovering the conspiracies of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. If you wish to know more, please, feel free to ask us.
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Hu Xuan. She's been summoned to the Yuchue for questioning. There are a lot of doubts within the Alliance about this whole situation. But despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats. After the High Cloud Quintet each went their separate ways, despite the many criticisms within the Alliance, the Marshal still stood firm against the dissenting voices and entrusted the Lawfu to you. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa, rescued the Xianzhou Yuchue from a siege, and destroyed the demonic planet summoned by the denizens of abundance. I still remember those battles vividly. There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of sick satisfaction. They haven't achieved anything of their own, so they feed off the failures of others.
Esto parece un mensaje para haters, ¿no? Más que para...
But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yaoqing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor crisis on behalf of the Alliance?
No. I am too.
This old man's words always catch me off guard.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Lawfu, but the document only says, attend the war dance and listen to Fei Xiao's questioning. The Marshal is well aware of Jing Yuan's purpose in holding the ceremony and understands the situation he is facing. She mentioned it because she believes both issues are important.
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan. But is it appropriate to tell everyone here about the Marshal's orders?
Por cierto, decías que habías llegado hasta marzo. Bueno, es que tampoco quiero preguntar cuánto falta, pero llevamos un rato. Llevamos un buen rato haciendo la historia, ¿eh? Llevamos como una horita.
As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Fei Xiao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the timely start of the war dance. Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the war dance.
Esta es la ropa de marzo, ¿no? O las espadas de marzo.
Yes, it's this case right here.
Vale, me pones en la descripción sin... Ahí tengo que darle clic.
There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the war dance, and the main event will be the Ringmaster's Challenge. The host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of the Xianzhou Lawfu. When you mentioned that the Astral Express would be attending the ceremony, I thought the High Elder of the Lawfu would be the Ringmaster.
You humor me, Elder Huayan. The healer lady is just a young lady who knows nothing about martial arts. How can I assign her as the Ringmaster?
I'm no match to you when it comes to joking.
What's this box for? Why don't you open it, General Huayan?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. It's empty now, but in a few days, a precious sword will be delivered and stored inside.
Ah, vale.
I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Zhuming's craftsmanship. It has a legendary history, full of heroic tales from foreign lands, tales that are too detailed to be summarized in just a few words. Since the delegation delivering the sword hasn't arrived yet, I'll just leave the case here for now.
Bueno, no sé, rarete que llegue este y no llegue la espada que ha hecho él. Pero aparte, si esa espada es tan tocha, ¿para quién va a ser? Bueno, para el que gane, ¿no? Pero no van a cambiar la animación de ningún personaje, ¿no? Las animaciones de ningún personaje por la espada. Por lo que deduzco que o la espada se rompe, o es una llave para algo la espada o algo. Algo de eso tiene que ser.
I've been wondering who would be worthy of such a sword. And then it hit me. I can award it to the champion of the Ringmaster's Challenge. The ceremony's champion is sure to be a perfect match for the sword.
A ver, también puede ser que la cuelguen como si fuera un marco o como si fuera un cuadro y ya está, pero bueno, sería muy cutre.
Moreover, I hear that Yanqing is an excellent swordmaster, and that he will be representing the Lawfu as the Ringmaster. So it seems like a perfect gift for him.
Thank you for your generosity, Elder Huayan.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa. No need to beat around the bush.
Cállate.
You've got confidence, my girl, but I don't think you can best Yanqing.
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword that ultimately chooses its rightful master.
Yeah, and even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword, it'll probably end up in someone else's.
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air. Since you're interested, why don't you represent the Xianzhou Juming and challenge me in the ring?
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's gonna come out on top. It could be me, could be someone else. It'll probably be me. But whatever happens, it won't be him.
Not to be rude or anything, we've been watching their drama. I'm dying to find out who beats who.
Quiet down. We have other guests here. I've prepared this sword to add some excitement to the ceremony, not to have you two squabble. It's not a good look for the Alliance. While you both seem confident that you'll win, you need to remember there can only be one winner and one loser in the ring, which could lead to hard feelings. Naturally, I have an idea. We don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be either of you. But if you're eyeing that prize, you'll need to work together. I want you to take on an apprentice who will take part in the war dance and win at least one match.
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable by securing victories, it's even more so to pass on your skills and spread the way of swordplay. I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the war dance by displaying their Cloud Knight flair and prowess.
Vale, la excusa para que participe más.
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome. The question is, whom should the two of them?
Who? Wait, me?
Te ha tocado Marzo, eres la más pocha de todas.
Miss March seemed quite interested in the outcome of your sword fight, so I thought, why not teach her the art of swordplay?
Wait,
Are you serious, General? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay
Porque con el arco no pegas un mojón, por eso.
You really think I can learn it? Well, you'll probably
Había una respuesta que era muy buena.
no hope and give up on me. And that'd be so embarrassing.
Isn't this a perfect chance for you? I remember you mentioning that you wanted to learn some sword moves.
Yeah, I did say that. But this is all happening so quickly, don't you think?
This march is like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting to be shaped. The war dance is the perfect opportunity to see what heights she can reach.
I appreciate your kind words, General YN. But won't teaching me swordplay be a waste of Yanqing and Yunli's time? They should be preparing for the ceremony. Plus, I heard that each swordmaster has their own special moves. What if they let something slip while teaching me? If everyone knows each other's tactics, won't that make it hard to catch people off guard during the war
Mi
dance?
pedido debería estar llegando ya.
That's
Ah, pedido en
considerate of you,
reparto,
Marcel.
vale.
But don't worry.
Ah, ya está aquí abajo ya.
At least a
Máquina.
decade of hard training before you can even start learning special moves. No need to freak out.
Vale, vale.
A few Juming swordplay tricks will mean you'll be more than equipped.
Really?
Looks like March's curiosity has been piqued.
The whole point is to know each other's moves. Defeating your opponent in just one move? How boring would that be? Plus, what really decides a swordsman's fate isn't some special move. It's the solid fundamentals.
So Miss Yunli has already agreed. What do you say, Yanqing?
General, I haven't graduated yet. How can I be qualified to teach swordplay to others?
Como graduado.
So you're admitting your defeat, huh? If you're not even confident to teach, why don't you let me be the ringmaster instead?
Yanqing, teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insights. You've been an apprentice for years. It's about time you looked at swordplay from another perspective.
I see, General. Then count me in.
Now that Yanqing has agreed too, it all comes down to Miss March giving her nod.
It's up to you to make the final decision, March.
At least that way, I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
¿Cómo?
Hey, I've never missed my target. Then I'm on board. Thank you for your kindness, General YN.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yanqing and Yunli will teach you
Oh,
the
mi comida.
basics of the Cloud Knight's swordplay. Yunli and I will head out and purchase some sword practice equipment for Miss March. Think of it as a little initiation gift.
Un momento. Está bien, ¿eh? Sí que es grande, joder. Hay diferencia del tamaño mediano al grande aquí. A ver, he hecho una tier list en mi cabeza de qué cosas quiero más. Y según los cálculos y teniendo mala suerte, me da para sacar las cosas que quiero. 2 personajes y 3 conos. Así que sí que sacaré a YaoQ. ¿Ves? Si lo has decidido antes del banner. Está bien, está bien. A ver, ¿y qué? ¿Cuáles son los tiers? ¿Qué es lo que vas a sacar? Cuéntanos. Quiero sí o sí a Sunday más cono y cono de ratio.
You're too kind.
Y quiero YaoQ y el cono de Jinjuan.
Giving me a gift? Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Cono de Jinjuan. A estas alturas.
General Huayan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about? I think we strayed off topic. How did things even get to this point?
Yeah, I brought you here because the General said he had some important matters to discuss. But how in the world did Yoon Lee and I suddenly become Miss March's swordplay mentors?
Because General Huayan wants us to stick around on the Luofu for some time.
¿General quién? Huayan.
But from his point of view, we're no different from all the other tourists who may leave at any time.
Pero
Since
estamos
these
en...
actions were mentioned in the Luofu's operations log were given to the Alliance, he probably wants to see firsthand if we're as capable as to report claims, or if we're just some made-up excuse to save face. And he wants to see it for himself during the war dance, which is why he even dragged Yun Li into this.
La segunda
What began
Ángel.
as a simple contest between 2 sword masters has now evolved into you two collaborating to mentor March.
Os traduzco, según Dangen, el abuelo Huayan quiere librarse de Yun Li. Quiere tener unas vacaciones de Yun Li. Básicamente, la deja en el Lofu, que entrene y demás. Y él está tranquilito en casita.
Elder Huayan is
Le
still
comprendo.
that tricky general who likes to give everyone a headache. My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because I wished for you to act as my witnesses. I apologize for not disclosing.
Es el
this
cono más
information
bonito
earlier.
del mundo.
In the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have.
Si Moce sale como
So
está, 12
please,
en el 1.
be prepared for the meeting.
Y hasta ahora siempre han regalado el personaje nuevo de turno, ¿no? Bueno, todos no, ¿no? ¿Misa la han regalado alguna vez? Misa solo. Creo que no, ¿no? O sea, creo que en algún pack de estos que han regalado a elección sí que estaba Misa, pero... Pero Misa en sí... Ya que no han regalado nunca. No, pero lo digo porque si sacas a Moce, supongo que eventualmente lo regalarán y lo tendrás uno. Por eso lo decía.
Did we do something wrong? we really did save the Lafu. So why do you want to sneak off like we're fugitives?
Don't worry. No matter what happens, I'll stay here as a witness and answer any questions she might have.
Thank you, everyone.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden, but... As the Lafu Ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat me in the war dance.
I know.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too? It's quite an honor. It's been a while, General Fei Shao.
It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukong?
Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Law Fu's Rainbow Orbit Fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you'd be a general, and I'd have given up flying? Really does feel like a lifetime ago. Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. After all, your great victories are announced through the Yellow Bell Resonance System every day. So I'm well aware of your great feats. How's your health holding up?
Still stable, I suppose. Do you still remember the medic who saved me in battle?
That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again? Was it Pichu? Or Kachio?
Jiao Cho. He's been my retainer and personal healer, delegated by the Alchemy Commission from the Xianzhou Yao Qing. Over the years, he's dedicated himself to managing my condition. It's thanks to him that I'm still in good health today. Given my background, I'm happy to have made it this far.
I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound.
Hostia, o sea que Yao Q tiene mujer.
Since you and
Fei Shao es Fei Shao y Yao Q son parejita. ¡Hombre, Shiro!
As your friend, may I
Un quelite salvaje. Un Shiro salvaje, no más bien. ¿Qué te cuentas?
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear
¿Sigues por Andalucía?
abominations, much like what happened 30 years ago. Although the report
Hoy has vuelto a...
explained all the details,
Ay, bueno.
we don't know if the Ruin Legion really invaded, or how exactly the Stellaron.
Como estás en nuestro server, bueno, en mi server, te veo muchas veces que vicias al LOL, tío.
As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced.
Sigues en Epic, sí que sigues, pero...
along an outworlder and a coffin, claiming to offer the Marshal a method to fight against the Eons. The Lafu Preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting...
No lo juzgues.
She asserts that Jing Yuan...
Me mudé en Sevilla para las prácticas de empresa y me van a contratar allí. Oh, qué bien. Puto me lleva por el mal camino. Qué buena.
It is for these reasons that I have come here to the Lafu today. Well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned this to an uninvolved person, but since we once fought together, I didn't want to keep you in the dark. Perhaps pretending you didn't hear any of this would...
Oye, ¿los tres mosqueteros seguís ahí a tope o estáis ya muy de chill en el Epic? Porque Lewis apenas hace diarias y poco más. Pero vosotros dos, Su Tao y tú, no sé, muy de chill. Y no quise darle.
Unfortunately, for long-life species, enduring through the ages always culminates in a failure that undoes all previous achievements. A moment that our adversaries relish.
Que el otro día vi que Cian se ha pirado también de Epic. Ha dropeado el Epic, vamos.
Hule? You mean that Hule?
Aunque Cian se fue varias veces de la guild,
The same
creo
Hule who
recordar.
has been
O sea, que
imprisoned in
no
the
es la primera
Shackling
vez que
prison
que lo
for
dropea.
7 centuries?
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end of the cosmos. I can't quite remember the exact wording, but yes, the very same Hule.
Usually, only emissaries from the Xianzhou Yaoqing Skyfaring Commission visit him once every century. Why do you have to visit him now, of all times?
The Foxians and the Alliance made a pact to combat the abominations, aiming to achieve justice and free their kin. That werewolf monster is to be forever imprisoned in the dark recesses of the Shackling prison, facing unending retribution. Given the situation on the Luofu, those on the Yaoqing are concerned about Hule's imprisonment. I'm afraid that the routine visit every century is no longer sufficient to ease their concerns. That's why I was sent here, to reassure them.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining. Oh, by the way, I found some clues about the thing you asked for.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. Unfortunately, there were no survivors and no cargo.
Tú sí que jugaste el Honkai, ¿no? Creo que te tengo de amigo todavía. Tengo bastantes caídos en la friendlist. Los tengo de recuerdo todavía. Con Justicia, por ejemplo, he vuelto a cenar. ¿Cómo pica esto? Madre mía, me he quedado sin Coca-Cola. Me he perdido todo el lore de los lobos. Me gustaba, pero no tengo tiempo. Uy, no sé yo si tendrás tiempo, trabajando. Mira, me ha agregado alguien ahora. Mira, aquí estás. 186 días. Nivel 66. Bueno, lo dejaste más tarde que otros. Aliak volvió hace 40 días, pero es menos nivel que tú. Y Yuk lo mismo. Y lo mismo con Emanami. Y Justicia está a tope ahora con la collab de Tasky. ¿Esto es alguien de aquí? ¿Alguien que conozca? Ya me pica toda la boca, ¿eh? Cálculo interminable. ¿Esto? ¿De quién es este cono? Ah, es el de Went, ¿no? Welt. La historia del Honkai estaba entretenida. Ahora está más guapa, ¿eh? Antes no estaba tan bien. Ánimo que te queda. Cuando salió el tío ese que tengo puesto. Ah, es verdad que tú eras main juzbandos, ¿no? ¿No tenías todo juzbandos? Eras tú, ¿no? El de los juzbandos. Me tilteé con las tiradas. Ah, solo me salían juzbandos. Eso no es maldito, es perfecto. Pues el Dungeon todavía se defiende, ¿eh? Diría que es el DPS que mejor ha envejecido de todos los que... de todos los viejos. A ver, un momento que lleno Coca-Cola. Me salió ese y Blade. Ah, hostia, pues Blade de fe. Muy F. Y yo feliz. Y el otro era Yuan, madre mía. El trío calavera. Bueno, el Tangent todavía, pero los otros son una desgracia, los pobres. Para Dangen tiene Rerun su mejor support dentro de nada. Su mejor support. Sparkle es el mejor support o sea, de Dangen. Bueno, sí, por los skill points, claro, sí, soy imbécil. El otro era Welty Jimeco. Mira, mira, no me hables de Welty Jimeco. Mira. Jimeco. Dupes. 3. Welt. Dupes. 4. Bueno, y el niño este tiene uno nada más. Por suerte. En todos esos dupes todavía no me ha salido una bronia. La única bronia que tengo la pillé yo con los 300 summons de este banner. Ah, por cierto, tengo 4 singles. ¿Te imaginas que ahora me sale una bronia? Qué increíble sería eso. Nada, un cepo. Una bronia, no. Oh. Una bronia. ¿Pero una E1? Joder, qué pesada. ¿Qué pasa, Lewis? Ha venido aquí uno de los mosqueteros a saludar. La que cura base de cohetazos. Ah, la Natasha. El perro de Shiro. El mejor mosquetero. ¿Cómo que te roba? No te he robado. Si te ha salido la animación. Si la he escuchado. Pero si se ha escuchado. Encima te ha salido la animación. Te ha salido la SSR. Te ha salido la del... El Boothill con mi voz. Llamando pesadas, Wayne. Sí, saca el clip, ya verás. Pero bueno, es la primera parte del clip de... a ver si va a tener mala suerte ahora, pero es la primera parte de este clip. Que sí, que juegas el MMO de Final Fantasy. Eso, es la segunda parte de este clip.
Let me make it clear. Swordplay training is about improving your body, mind, and strength. It's not a casual game you can master overnight.
Hay mucho lore en este canal, sí, hay mucho lore.
So you can participate in the war dance and defeat at least one opponent. I'll do my best, but if you break your master's rules...
Es que había salido una expansión de Final Fantasy y estaba la mujer que no me paraba.
it too late for regret?
Esto le puedo dar por el
I'm
culo.
already regretting my impulsive decision.
Mira, a Siro no le roban.
Honestly, I'm not sure what I'll do either, because I've never been a teacher before. So, Miss March.
A que sí que ha sonado. Que sí, que sí, que sí.
Skip classes. Or complain.
You need to toughen up and train her properly, Master Yanqing. Don't go easy on
Ah,
her.
te ha salido uno de los pochos. ¡Otra vez! Ha salido otra vez la SSR. O sea, la rara. ¿Cómo puede ser? Igual está mal puesto. Igual es literal la más común en vez de la más rara. No lo sé.
Seriously? It's the first day and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Luofu so laid back? So disappointing.
Oh, hija Yoli.
You're already here. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Entonces Shiro vuelves al Honkai. Ha dicho que puede que más adelante. Cuando te ocurra. Bueno, cuando acabe el máster, ¿no?
That's sneaky.
I'm just showing you what Luofu etiquette is all about. She might be my apprentice, but it's customary for the master to personally escort their apprentice to the place of learning. As the host, I'll be teaching Miss March the essence of Luofu swordplay, after which she'll emerge victorious in the war dance ring. You won't be complaining about Luofu swordplay then.
Stand aside, rookie. Let me show you how we Ju-Ming swordmasters treat their apprentices. Quickly, over here, Miss March. This is a reverse mentorship gift from me to you. I hope you put it to good use.
Le están haciendo el peloteo a la Marzo.
What's this? Xianzhou clothing? It's so beautiful! Sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movements. I even added some small accessories. I put a lot of thought into it. You're awesome, Master Yunli! See? How?
Ah, collab con Fate, sí, para dentro de un año. O sea, la han anunciado con un año de antelación. O sea, que cuidadín. Chaito, Dwayne, Agurewood.
Actually, I've prepared something too.
Huh? You have a gift for me too, Master?
Buenísima idea.
Since you want to learn swordplay, Miss March, you'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair of swords overnight. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to ask the craftsman to customize the swords for you.
Lo pone en
I
el
did my best to choose ones that look
MSG. ¿Qué es MSG?
for a beginner. I hope you like them, Miss March.
En el mensaje. Vale, vale.
Thank you, Master Yanqing.
Bet you didn't see that one.
Sí, sí, justicia. Se ha puesto a farmear. Que va a querer sacar todos los personajes full loopes.
It's just getting started.
O sea, que se tiene que tirar un año sin tirar. Jugando el juego sin tirar. Y ya tiene una cuenta que está bastante retrasado respecto a los demás. Porque tiene personajes de los primeros parches. Creo que le ha salido Jade, pero Jade tampoco le va a ayudar tanto.
Perfect. I chose it carefully. It's perfect for beautiful young swordswomen like you and me.
Bueno, con pasarse casi todo, o sea, hasta donde llegue, tampoco pierdes tantos Hades, por no llegar hasta el final. O sea, ¿qué son? ¿Por quedarte en el 11 o quedarte en el 10 de cada mock? Es una single cada mes, tampoco es tanto.
Come on, step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements, so we can decide where to start and what you need to learn.
If you're ready, let's begin.
Muy bueno el poke, ¿eh? Menos mal que vuelven a entregar en mi calle.
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. The first thing we're going to do is see just how strong your fundamentals are.
Le meten todo el zombie.
Come on, step forward and strike with the
¿Cuál de
sword
todas
in the
las
most natural
zombies?
way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements so we can decide where to start and what you need to learn.
De la historia no sé yo si secas tanto, ¿eh?
Are you ready?
O sea, son unas cuantas misiones, pero no es tanto.
Yeah, I'm ready. But please go easy
Pero de
on me.
todos los universos simulados y todo eso, sí.
Apologize in advance,
Ahí vas a tener
Miss
unas
March.
cuantas piedras.
Ready to shine.
A ver.
Here you go. Please have some tea.
Pay close attention, Miss March. Lawfu swordplay is all about being swift and agile in your movements. Yes, you! Practice is over. Swords descend!
22k, esto es vuelta a los OG días, ¿eh?
Is like this kind of you.
Well done!
3000, madre mía. Los damajes.
Blade and flight! Yes, you!
Slap! Oh, I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Swordplay!
Awesome! You'll make good practice.
He estado viendo que la Marzo sin segundo dupe es un cono. Que le han hecho. Sí, le han hecho en SC. O sea, lo mismo que el prota que puedes cambiar de vía, pues le van a hacer a Marzo.
Let me fight.
O sea, puedes cambiar de elemento, pues Marzo lo mismo.
With a true heart and focused mind. Here I come.
No creo que un dupe sea tan importante, ¿eh? Pero al final los vamos a tener todos, o sea que... Ese niño también lo tengo, sí, ese niño también. También seguramente lo tengas, pero no es... Nunca fue bueno y nunca lo será. De hecho lo ningunean bastante en la historia.
How many can you block?
Ready to shine.
Dale el poder a esta, que pega más rápido y mejor.
Time to show you Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. What's this? Are you mumbling about? Isn't this sword technique? Shouldn't I be saying something cool?
Time for swordplay!
Melt.
Mierda, lo he hecho mal. ¿Por qué? Ah, vale.
Yeah. Severing mountains. Oh, I get it. All right, check out this move.
Yes, you!
Porque es la que más pega, Marzo, de este gameplay. Por cierto, me la dan ahora, la Marzo.
The first lesson to be so intense.
Miss March has quick hands and a flexible body. She's a perfect fit for practicing Lawfu swordplay.
However, she lacks
El niño es el de los peores personajes del juego.
But don't worry.
Cuenta para abandonar.
Once she starts practicing Juming
Carga la ulti, el doble y no pega sin ulti.
heaps of progress.
Given the situation, I believe Miss March should start by working
Le vi 2
on
ratos y me pareció un poco repelente.
Strength.
Estos dos son repelentes.
Seriously, do you actually know anything about swordplay, or what?
I could ask you the same thing. Dual swords require agility. So what's more important than footwork?
Pues esa ya ni es meta, esa.
We should address her
Bueno, sí, te lo ha dicho el
weakness.
Lewis, que está en la mierda.
Drawback of wielding two swords is not
Es que ha habido un
generating
power
enough
creep
force.
heavy en este juego.
What good is being quick on your feet if you don't have strength? It's not like we're dancing here.
Desde el aniversario, más o menos. En realidad, antes del aniversario.
You're quite the theorist, huh?
Theorist? You claim to be able to talk to swords. So what does that make you? A lunatic?
Hey, it's
Está
only
muy
my
bueno
first
esto,
lesson, and you're already arguing. Come on, calm down, masters. I'll have to improve both my footwork and strength anyway, so it doesn't matter which one comes first.
But it does matter. Just listen to
No, el dragón no está en la mierda. El dragón está bien todavía. El dragón se hace el contenido. Al menos eso no pasa de meta. Nah, no le hagas caso. El dragón no está tan mal. El dragón es el que mejor ha envejecido de todos. Vale, tenemos a Marzo. ¿Qué icono le podemos poner? El de Sele. Sele, te quedaste sin icono.